Okay, so I'm very excited about this training because it just helped me out. It just helped like SEMA we have a new script essentially is what we're going over today. We have a script that SEMA's been using and using very, very well, upwards to like a very high percentage. We'll just say a very high percentage of response in this script. So in this Zoom, what we're going to do is we're going to go over this script and how it fits into the bigger play of what we do. And then we are going to practice the script. And this script is going to have, it's essentially how to reach out to people on social media, whether you know them or not. And it's very personal script and it's natural. So I'm saying the word script, but it's really just a method of talking to people. And so I'm just going to ask, so after we learn the script, then we're going to pick a person on Instagram. And I have several people in mind. And we're going to then pretend like we're reaching out to that person. So I've got a couple people picked out. Like one person has around 10,000 followers, one person has a couple million followers. Okay. And the person that has a couple million followers is actually a brand partner that SEMA approached and enrolled. So we're going to pretend like we're sending this message to these people. Okay. And they're just accounts so that we can practice formulating what we're going to say to somebody, and then we're going to say it to our partners in the breakaway groups. So SEMA, when you reach out to somebody, what do you say? What's an example of what you say? The first thing, are you saying, yeah, why don't you talk about the first sentence? I'm going to post it let me just post the actual script so that you can talk about it.
Actually, can you post it after I talk about it
Yeah,
so
that's
people are not distracted? Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So nice to see everyone in here. So when we are approaching strangers on social media, it's actually very easy because we don't know them. We're not fear they're going to judge us. We don't have any connotation to the conversation. We just hope that they don't ignore us, right? And that they respond either yes or no, because they're both a yes, right? We know that the no's are a no yet. So reaching out to strangers is something that you can massively do. At least 100 a day. Should take you about an hour to send 100, well, actually a little bit more. Should take you about 100 minutes. No more than a minute per person. And so what I do is that, let's say I have a girl that I've been following, or I just go to the green juice hashtag and I start messaging girls that hashtag green juice. And I go in their accounts, I follow them. I liked a couple of their juices. Maybe I drop a comment because, I want to make a presence that I'm not just spamming, right? I drop a comment, I'm a real person. Sometimes I reference to my food account. Oh my gosh, I just did the exact recipe, whatever. You got to drop a comment or some sort of thing. And then I send them a private message and I say, hey, girl, um, I've been watching you on Instagram. You came up on my feed. You have incredible content. I wanted to reach out because you bring so much value with your posts. Some of them even make my day. It's literally like you wrote them for me, right? I put a little personal touch in there, and then I say, since you're into juicing and your account, it's just so beautiful with all these glowing colors, I wanted to share something that I'm doing because I feel it's in total alignment with what you're doing already. You see how I introduce the opportunity in there? First, I complimented her. I told her that I loved all of her posts and I have something to offer that I feel is in total alignment with who you are. So I'm partnered with a family owned company. It's organic, it's very mission based. as a matter of fact, their mission is to end human suffering, because we believe that starts with our food system. And I can see you're in alignment with that, with all the amazing, recipes that you're sharing. So the company values are so aligned with mine, and I can see based on your content that is also one of your values. And we are going 100% plastic free this year. We're lowering our carbon footprints so we can leave the planet better than we found it. The values are going to blow your mind. Really, it's so amazing. So I'm so excited about this, that I feel that I'll be making you a huge disservice if I don't share what I'm doing. And will you be open to getting on a quick phone call with me or a Zoom where I can share with you a little bit more? Because I think that this will bring even more value and it will complement what you already are doing. Anyways, I appreciate you so much. Can bring in your light, everyone in social media, sending you lots of love. And that's really what I say. So if the script goes, it's personal with every single person. And I will say that 8 people out of 10 respond, and they all give me their phone number. And my goal is 100 people a week. So my calendar is jam packed because I'm prospecting new people. And I'm reaching out to about 100 people a day, a little bit more, like 150. The goal is 1,000 per week. And as we all know, on network marketing, this is a numbers game. If you don't understand the numbers, then you need to talk to your upline. You need to talk to me or Raw, and we got to explain to you how the numbers work. Because if 1 every 10 people you reach out is interested, and 1 out of those 10 people that are interested sign up, then do the math, do reverse engineering. And then you know how many people you need to reach out to get to your goal. So it really comes down to knowing your number. And you don't have to be a mathematician. You just have to do very simple addition and subtraction and figure it out. And if you can't do it by yourself, this is really massive action. And in order to have something different, I was talking earlier to Dell and to Rob, it's really about understanding that you need to change your capacity, because your capacity is creating your reality. And if you want to change a different reality, you must change your capacity. And you need to learn that you're going to keep failing forward. All of the failures you're going to go through are going to be feedback. Okay? So all your failures are feedback. And the more fails you have, imagine how much feedback you're going to have to be great. So start with a lot of people. It's a numbers game, and you can do this one after the other. I do sets of 10s, and then I take a little break. I go downstairs, I make myself a cup of tea, and then I come back and I do another 10. And then I come back, I go, I walk my dog, and then I do another 10. And the reason for that, it's because you must send a video. Okay, this is not sending a voice message or a text message. This is about you grabbing your phone and having this energy. Hey girl, oh my gosh, I love your content. You're so in alignment. Like, they always make my day. I look forward to your posts. They're so valuable. So I wanted to share with you something I'm so passionate about. I mean, our food supply is so important. And I literally go and I'm like, this is so important. And we really need people like you. Seriously. And I talk to them with so much energy and so much passion. And I'm like, even if it's just to listen, I would really appreciate if someone like you can just listen to me. That would just change my life right now, because I'm so passionate about ending human suffering. Would you be open to listening to me? It would just be a quick phone call. I would really appreciate your feedback. I really value your comments. And just like that, no one can say no to you. But if you send a message, it's like, hi girl, so I follow you on Instagram, and yeah, I kind of like your posts. They're kind of cool. Forget about it. I mean, you can do it 1,000 times and fail forward and learn from all the feedback of people ignoring you, not getting back at you. But if you really want to get a response, you're going to have to like channel your heart, your emotion, channel the, you know, the really, the energy and how much you want to be of service and how much you would appreciate their support in coming to your team. So your energy is everything. It's literally like all energy. Does that help, Raw?
Yeah. So just to recap, and I noticed some questions. The actual pitch I've posted, and I'll repost in the right there. So you notice there's some filling in on the blanks. Hey girl, I've been watching you on whatever media platform, and I wanted to reach out because I love how much value you bring. Sometimes it makes my day. I see you playing with little kids and teaching gymnastics, and it's so awesome. Whatever you notice in their profile. And since you are really into this lifestyle, I wanted to share with you what I'm doing. Okay. Now, these fill in the blanks, that's going to take a little bit of investigating. You know, you might already know these people, so you already know what you would put in these blanks. But sometimes, like Seema said, if you want to reach out to, if you want to go into the hashtag juicing and reach out to people, it is going to take some investigating. So that's why when she says, you know, if she's talking about doing 10 people, there is a little bit of reconnaissance that you're doing, and you're sending and sending and sending. And I want to, and Christine asked, I think, saying like, are these all individual videos? I want to share with you guys that I just actually, Seema went over this script with me right before this call, and I just sent it to somebody, and he just replied right now on this Zoom. I noticed he just replied like, yes, like let's set up a Zoom call. I'm 2 hours behind you in this time. He told me his time zone, and he's all about it. I, for the last couple weeks, have been sending a pre-recorded video probably to 50 people who have reached out to me based on me making a post. And I've gotten essentially like, maybe it wasn't 50 people. Maybe it was 50 people. It's definitely. And I've gotten essentially zero response from that. So the personalization of the video, the compliments, the fact that you notice what they're doing, and that you're feeding to them why they would be good at what you're doing and how excited you are just to share, all of that is part of this equation. Now, was there any other questions on that? So we're going to practice that. So what we're going to do in a little bit is we're going to look at some profiles. Is Natalie here? I wanted to use Natalie's profile as an example profile, and I wanted to use some other people's, but I keep on changing my mind but we're going to use sample profile. So Natalie, if you don't mind, we could use your profile. And good, it got the hearts, you got the okay. And we can look at Natalie as an example. We're going to take some time, and we're going to fill in the blanks on that script. And then we're going to all pretend like we're reaching out to Natalie to each other. And it is going to be a little bit more difficult than making a video, but we're going to be doing it to each other in a breakout room. So I do want to move forward with Seema though, and talk about what happens next. So she said, like the whole point of this is to get to the bridge of being on a Zoom with them, right? We're not in this message. We're not trying, like the one thing that we're trying to do is get them on a Zoom. And so we did want to go over a little bit about what happens on that Zoom. So Seema, when you get on the Zoom, I have some questions like, how long is the Zoom that you schedule with these people? Because if you're reaching out to this many people, it's going to be a lot of Zooms.
Yeah, so 30 minutes max. You know how compact can 30 minutes be? You heard the onboarding call last week, right? How much information was just compressed in 30 minutes. And it's important that you lead the agenda. You don't let them talk. You tell them in 1 minute, could you share? So they know that they're just talking too much. They went over their minute. And having an agenda is super important, especially for those people that like to talk. Like, no, like You're absolutely not going to run the conversation. You're going to interrupt. I am running the agenda. I'm the boss right here, and it's going to go in my way. So 30 minutes cap. Okay, because otherwise you're going to burn yourself out. If you're in a phone call in a Zoom for an hour, you're wasting your time. How valuable is your time?
Can we, just for the sake of being specific, the way that you just said, I'm the boss, I've heard you say it differently on an actual call, which is, hey, we have an agenda to stick to, so I'm going to move forward with, the things that we wanted to cover on this call so I can get you the most information
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, obviously you don't tell him, hey girl, I'm the boss here. You behave like the boss, You're going to show up powerfully. You're going to show up with posture. You're going to show up well dressed. Okay. You're not going to show up in a sweatshirt or in a t-shirt. You're going to actually dress up. If you got to put a little makeup to beautify yourself, whatever you got to do, no t-shirts, you're going to look like excellent. You're always going to show up in excellence. And Ron and myself have been doing this. We actually dress up like if I was going to get a permit at the city, So I'm dressing up really well because we're running a business and we want to put that image. So you show up in excellence and you tell them, I appreciate so much. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming in here. Let's mute Angelo. There we go. Okay. And you are going to let them know I have an agenda. I'll run through it. I'll be open to answer all of your questions. So please bear with me. There's so much I want to share with you, and I want to maximize this time now that I have you here. That is like key. So now they know that they can't interrupt you. They know it's 30 minutes. So they're not wondering when is this going to be over if they're not interested. And then
the main point of that is it keeps you on task, right? So
you can schedule 30-minute blocks. So your calendar should be clean.
A lot of us, when we get started, we want to explain things, and we could talk for 90 minutes about Biomedic removing glyphosate. And that's not the point of this. Yeah.
So once you start, you're going to ask them, can you please share with me in a minute or so a little bit about you? I mean, I know you're a detox specialist because I follow you on Instagram, but what else do you do? How long have you been in practice? Find out some information so they feel that you're interested in them. How long have you been a doctor for? What kind of peptide therapy? I actually don't know much about it. I'd be so curious to interview you, at a later date. Show interest in what they're doing and ask them questions. After they're done sharing in a minute or two, you're going to share your story. And there's a lot of trainings on our HAL units on how to share your story. Last week, I actually put on the comments exactly how to share a story, the before, the pivot, the now. So we did, what was it, Raw? Like a couple of weeks ago, we did a story Zoom all on story sharing. So make sure you learn how to share your story. And you're going to share your story in about 3 minutes. I wouldn't go past 3 minutes. And then you take the lead. After you let the story, you speak a little bit about the company. So you guys going to have to get educated a little bit about the company. There's a lot of videos on our app. The farm to family, the fastest, most effective delivery system on the planet Earth. There's a lot of really good videos. Pick up the things that interest you the most and share a little bit about the company. We saved over 130,000 pounds of plastic in the last year and a half. We don't want to pollute our planet. The company's been in business for 27 years. It's family owned. A lot of you guys know, but I will invite you to even learn a little bit more. I'm still learning, so you should too. And then after you share a little bit about the company, you're gonna share that I'm so grateful that you're here because we're looking for visionaries. We're people that want to take the lead, that want to do the work that you're already doing, that share impact, that create value, that bring healing and light to our planet. We are farmers. We are people that stand to make a difference. and we get to monetize out of doing this work because we still live in the matrix. We still got to pay our rent and our bills. So have you heard of Purium before? And I asked them if they heard of Purium. Okay. Have you tried the product? They said yes. Have you tried the product? So introduce you to Purium. You want to know if somebody else in your team is prospecting. Like I got on a call today with Amy. Amy's here because I thought she was interested in the business. She's actually in the business already under Angelo, and I was prospecting her. So the first question that I said, it's like, have you heard of Purium? And she said, yeah, I heard of Purium from this girl, named Allison in another Purium team. But I really love Angelo. And I'm like, wait, I'm so confused right now. Like, what's going on? Right. So you want to ask questions first, especially if you're diamond and above. There's a lot of your team members that are prospecting, maybe similar people. And then after they share if they heard of Purium or not, you start sharing authentically from your heart. And there's not a script for this. Okay. And this is when I have on my screen, because I do everything via Zoom, I have the link in our app that is called Our Opportunity from the business prospecting. So I copy and I open that link on my screen, and I start sharing. You know what? About 8 years ago, the company went network marketing because we needed more voices. We need voices of the collectives to start sharing, and we do what is called social sharing economy. So I'm so excited because this business model is incredible. It's going to take on the world. This is the way to do business. We work from home. We create a residual income, and we serve people, and we help people, and we are of service. And when we serve other people, we achieve our greatness. That's in all sacred books. And then I ask them questions. So what do you like the best? Is anything that, gathers your attention? And then if they said, yeah, I'm super interested, I share, okay, well, I'm so happy that you're interested because we go all out for the first 90 days. So if you really want to do the business, we run it as a legitimate business. We're not like typical network marketers. We run a multi-million-dollar organization, and we're here to make real money. We're here not to be product salespeople, but to build leaders. And you are already a teacher. You're going to be teaching people how to become great with their mindset. And if you join this business, I would want you to be committed for at least 90 days to going all out. And this is how the first weeks looks like. You're going to have to make a post every single day in social media. You're going to have to find 3 brand partners that want to do the business with you in your first 90 days. And you would get all the commissions so you don't leave any money on the table. And it works like 10 stars. Like me and Patty just did a prospect that I was prospecting for a while, but it's her friend. But then since she joined the business, I'm like, I'm going to give it to her. And we prospected a friend of ours, and I told her, she said, okay, I'm ready to sign up. So what do? I don't need more information. And I said, okay, well, Patty's going to send you a link. So click on it. Make sure that, and I explained, this is what you're going to have to do in your first week. You're going to have to find 3 brand partners. And she said, you know what? Let me sign up on Wednesday with my team. I'm going to find 3 people. I'm committed to finding 3 people today and tomorrow. So on Wednesday, when I sign up, I come in with my 3 brand partners, and I can be in action immediately. So now, because we had that in the Zoom, she's signing up with the business with a team, because that was covered in that conversation.
Great. So it's a flow, okay? And you learn the flow by doing. And so we can set kind of a skeleton that she just really did an excellent job of laying out, and you guys can find the recording of the Zoom and watch it. I'm going to put right now in the chat the script of what she just said. And I'm saying words like script, but what we really need to know is that we're sharing this because we believe that we're doing a disservice if they don't get involved, right? So we want to take the whole like I'm a salesman out of this and flip it around, that if you don't share your tools and your greatness and your opportunities that you have available to you, the things that you love with other people, you're potentially holding them back, right? You're not allowing them to make a decision on their own. You're making the decision first. So everything that she just went over is about the Zoom, okay? And that's not what we're going to focus on for the rest of this training, but it's all right there, okay? What we're going to focus on first is that first component where we're asking them to join us in the Zoom, okay? Because without that, we'll never be hosting a Zoom. And you can also utilize somebody in your upline to help you through the Zoom. Okay, somebody who has more experience, somebody who can take everything Seema just said as well and turn it into something natural. So as I said, does everybody, I think some people enrolled late. So let me copy the first thing that we talked about, which is sending a video message asking somebody to join you in a Zoom. It's right there. It's the last thing that I just did. So we're going to pull up an Instagram account. What is it? Nat. Okay. I'll just actually type it as a link. It's Natalie Jean Bohr. Is that how you say your last name? Instagram.com/NATALIEGENE.
JENE. Janae Bohr.
Hey. Okay, so you guys can copy that. What we're going to do now is we're going to take this. Hey girl, I've been watching you on Instagram and I noticed you're into, so Natalie's holding Purium products in some of her posts, which is the reason why I picked her. I want you to just pretend like they're another company's products. Okay, there's lots of people out there that are getting paid $150 to post about Progenix protein or some other drink, Gatorade, whatever it is. So we want to pretend like Natalie has other products in her hands and we're reaching out to her specifically. So I'm going to give you guys 4 minutes so that you can analyze her account and come up with a script, practice the script. Then we're going to get into groups of 3 or 4, and we're going to go around the circle. And the reason for this isn't just so you can practice saying it. We're putting you on the spot, yes, but it's also going to be very interesting to watch how the other people do it. Okay, and that's where a lot of the learning is going to come in. So everybody get to work on that. Let me know if you have any questions. do about another minute. Look at whatever you wrote down, however you're analyzing it, and kind of practice it mentally. Okay, everybody, if it's possible for you to have your video, definitely have that on and or audio. However, if it's not possible, then you're just going to not contribute in your group. And we're going to create 8 breakout rooms. So 4 to 5 participants. Now remember, in Instagram, we want this to be the goal is 60 seconds. All right. Because you got that 60 seconds clip of the 4 videos. If it goes over, you need to send another video, 1 or 2 more, that's fine. But we want 60 to 90 seconds shares. So I want somebody in each group, everyone should just pull up stopwatch if you have the ability, if you're on a computer. If you're on a computer, pull up another screen that says stopwatch. And as soon as someone starts talking, say 60 when they get to 60 seconds. And that means wrap it up. Okay. We're going to do this more than once. So it doesn't matter if you slip up or whatever, just keep on going. And we're going. Mallory didn't get in. Let me see if I can add. Mallory, are you here? Because your screen's frozen. There we go.
He says that Angelo's not joining. You're muted.
I know. I'm going to.
I think Angelo needs to manually join because it's giving you a pop-up. You're muted, Angelo, but you gotta accept the breakout room.
Okay, I'm in a car with Veronica right now, so if we're both going in 2 different breakout rooms, it's not working. So I'm in her room participating with those guys.
Oh, okay, cool.
With
All right.
Dale and with Christine and those guys. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Esther is not in a room, it says.
Rob, stop recording right now. Pause it. So this is not on the recording. Resume the recording.
Okay, we are all back. I resumed recording. We're just gonna stick with Natalie, you guys. I was gonna play around with different profiles, but we should just stick with one profile. That way you guys can repeat your same story, maybe make some adjustments on what you just did with a different group of people. One thing I want to add is smile. Work on looking at the camera lens in your phone or computer and smile. You have to get those teeth showing, especially right in the start. And I know that it's a new thing. You guys might be thinking a lot, but try and reduce the words and so and all and looking out into space. I do that a lot. I struggle with it. So I'm just telling you what I have to constantly remind myself before I make connection. Then also another point, do not say the word maybe. Maybe you want to get on a Zoom call with me. Okay, it just really shows that maybe you've never done this before and that you're scared and timid. Okay, remember what the script says. If you guys all want to look at it again, I wanted to know if you would be open to getting on a quick Zoom call with me. We need people like you to spread this awareness, even if it's just to listen. I would appreciate you. Like that is just it's a very clear, you know, you're indicating what your intention is. It's very clear. You're not saying, you know, you're not being like the scared boy asking a girl out. Maybe. Okay. So we're going to get back into groups. You guys all did fabulous. Let me just how much time was that? 4 people, 1 minute each, plus pleasantries. I'll give you guys 7 minutes to get through all 4 people. Recreate. Okay, the timer is going to run down. Oh, here it is. 7 minutes. There we go. Have fun. Okay, thank you all for participating. As always, these are possible practices or techniques that you can utilize when the time is right. As Seema was saying, this is something that you can just go charging forward with a goal. I'm going to enroll 10, I'm going to send this message to 10 people in the next hour, then take my lunch break, right? We do need to be our own bosses here. And when it comes to that, we really need to ask ourselves, if I hired myself to be the manager of this business that is responsible for distributing and marketing superfoods, would I continue to hire myself or would I fire myself? Okay. And if you look back at your job performance of the last month or 6 months or 2 years, you need to ask yourself, is this person me? Is this person worth, pretend that you're paying yourself $10,000 a month. If that's what your goal is, right? If your goal is $10,000 a month, you need to ask yourself, would I continue paying this employee $10,000 a month? Would I continue paying this employee $1,000 a month? Let's say you just got started and that's your goal. You need to be worth what you think that you're going to be receiving. You understand that? So ask yourself, if you're the CEO, would you keep yourself on as the manager of all this, or would you can your ass? Because otherwise you need to get rid of how you've been being and reinitiate yourself into something more. Okay, so I just want to finish off by saying that was 2 rounds, right? 2 rounds. You guys hopefully got better on the second round, and you will as you actually do this in real time. But you can practice in the mirror, you can practice it just in your mind, but go through this many, many, many different times. You guys will be so surprised at how perfect you can present this when you know what you're presenting, when you know the words. You guys remember back in high school when you had to give a presentation that you didn't really prepare for, and how just nerve-wracking that was because you had to like BS your way through it. But now if you had to present to somebody how to tie your shoes, something that you know, it's really easy to just speak fluently about it. So know what you're going to say, be comfortable doing it, practice it. We just practiced twice today. It can be practiced many, many more times. And then you practice more by obviously doing it. And lastly, if there isn't any quick questions on this specifically, next week's Zoom. So this one was obviously important. It's like the start of attaining brand partners. Next week's Zoom could bring you into legendary status. It could change your life, and in all ways, evolve your life is the better way. And definitely, if you follow through with the practice of next week, we're talking about fear. Okay. So we will be diving into where the greatest potential lies within your life, which is to walk into the cave that you fear most. Okay. And do action within that realm. And that is where the greatest potential of your possibility lies. So come and bring your team and evolve. Are we set? Does everyone feel complete with this? Okay, thank you guys so much for coming here. I know it gets dark early now in the middle of winter in the Northern Hemisphere. Have a good night, and I'll see you all next week. And Leslie's on tomorrow too, 6 p.m. Later.
Love you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ra. Thanks, Seema.
Much
you.
love.
Bye.
Thank
Thank you.
Seema, everybody. Thanks, Natalie.
Thank
Bye,
you guys.
everyone.
Peace.